Today on Getting Real with the Housewives, Larsa, Pippin, and Marcus Jordan reveal what it's been like filming The Real Housewives of Miami together.
Fireworks can happen at any moment. You never know when things are, exactly. You never know when things are going to turn up, and it can be one look or a word in a sentence that can send things up.
Plus, Kyle Richards reunites with her sisters, Teresa reacts to shaky marriage rumors, and Emily Simpson claps back at the suggestion that she uses Ozempic. And Bethany Frankel reacts to And Just Like That throwing shade, while Kroy reports an alleged kidnapping incident. We've got that plus so much more on today's Getting Real with the Housewives. Hey guys, Christina Yarbrough here with Us Weekly executive producer Mandy DeCamp, and starting off with Kroy kidnapping.
I know, that'll get anyone's attention.
That's not a headline you want to see.
No, I know. That one made me do a double take, but we'll get into that in a bit.
We'll get into it. We guys got a lot to say about last week's show. Still talking about Jersey. Jeannie says Teresa could have a 10-minute show where she recaps her family's week and comments on the housewives. I enjoy you too. Well, thank you, Jeannie. Yeah. We appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, the future of Jersey is still in flux. Filming probably will resume in the fall at this point, but we don't know. I feel like everybody's just going to be back.
Yeah, I feel like that you might be right. And I feel like I don't really need new people since they added new people last season.
Yeah.
3 new people last season. So I feel like if we add even more new people, it's going to be like a whole new cast. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
All right. RC 4010 says Bethany is the last person to give advice about reuniting family. Hasn't she been in war with her ex-husband for 100 years? It can't be easy for her daughter. You know, when we were doing this story last week, I did actually look up. I'm like, isn't she an only child? And she is.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is she giving brotherly, sisterly advice? I mean, I guess anyone can give advice, but
right. But still, yeah, but that person makes a good point too. It's like she's been at war with her. I mean, the ex was pretty terrible. But she has. But like you said, everybody can give advice. Everybody's welcome to their opinions, but she's definitely got a lot of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then Beth says, I love the OC housewives so far. New Jersey has turned into a horror movie because of Teresa and Louis. Fire them. I will not watch if Teresa and Louis are on next season. Everybody's split, but I think we have to agree that OC has been really good so far.
Yeah, there's something, I keep saying it, but something old school about it. It makes me nostalgic, I guess, if you will. There's something just in there. Some of them they do seem like friends. Like when they were all on this trip this week, like I was like, I believe that they all want to be there together right now.
I agree.
There's some that
some of them maybe not so much, but no, it's Tamara being back definitely reinvigorates this cast and brings it back to what it was, which I love. Yeah. All right, well, let's get into the mess of a divorce that is Kroy Biermann and Kim Zolciak. This is very hard to explain, so I will do my best. So there was multiple police calls on the night of June 16th. The first one being at 6:24 p.m. This was disconnected. The second interaction was seemingly referring to a possible domestic dispute. The third one was from Kim. She was identified as the caller. However, it was during that brief exchange with police that Kroy alleged that he was filing kidnapping charges for his son going to the rodeo after the child was reportedly dropped off with a woman named Elise. No further details on the alleged kidnapping were noted in the file, nor was there any record of whether he filed paperwork on the incident. So seconds later, Kim called the police again, claimed that her husband stole a bag, but didn't reveal anything else. The fifth and final call came just 4 minutes later and stated that the woman on the phone doesn't need police at this time and will call back. Now, this comes as Brielle Biermann's past tweets about her mother, Kim Zolciak, also made headlines this week. She tweeted back in August of 2020, one time I was walking out to go to dinner and my mom said, get in the car, we're going somewhere. I was like, where? She said, secret, get in. 2 hours later, we end up at a casino in North Carolina. I was 20 and had to stay in the car the whole time. We were there until 3 a.m. This is a mess. Like, I don't know. It seems like somebody leaked this conversation, maybe to get a leg up in their family divorce court situation that they have going on. But, maybe keep this private, and you don't have to get police involved on things that don't need police attention.
Totally. This is kind of crazy. I don't know. I'm not on any side, and I never was on a side in this relationship. This has just gotten messy from day one, and it's just getting messier. I appreciate you doing that story because I would have butchered it I'm so confused, but you did a great job. I've read the story like 100 times.
I've tried. It still doesn't, even though I have said it, read it, wrote it, still doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't quite register. I'm like, what? What? Who was kidnapped?
Very weird.
Why? Were they? Yeah. But yeah, this just will continue to get messy and messier. And, it's unfortunate for them.
It really is. We feel bad for the children.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, moving on to the OC. After Emily Simpson flaunted her slim physique via Instagram on Friday, her comments were flooded by allegations she was using a weight loss medication. One social media user said, "How's that Ozempic working out for you?" Another said, "I think she was amazingly hot before the Ozempic, not judging at all, just sad that she thinks she needs to change her body temporarily because it will all revert back to how it was before when she stopped taking it. I think she was perfect before." The OC star immediately slammed the claims in her response, writing, "You don't know me and nothing will revert back because my arms are jacked from heavy lifting 7 days a week." Ozempic, of course, is a weight loss drug that is commonly prescribed to adults with obesity or who struggle with weight loss conditions, including diabetes or high blood pressure. Medications like Ozempic and Wegovy, don't quote me on that one, I don't know if I'm saying it right, they're not approved for casual weight loss. Emily has been candid about her weight journey throughout her time on the show. Previously, she said, "I worked my butt off to get here and I'm so proud of how far I've come and continue to go. I lost myself and my confidence through gaining 30 pounds in 1 year in front of millions of people on a reality TV show. Here I am a year and a half later, feeling sexy, confident in my own skin, and like the Emily I am meant to be." She also has told us in the past that she spent 2 years working with a personal trainer several times a week to get to where she is now. Wow, people are really quick to assume.
They really are. But I mean, she looks amazing. She did,
really does.
She lost a lot of weight. And, I mean, but people are used to seeing her maybe on the show, but you have to remember the show was filmed back in August of last year. So she did have some time to, work. She's been working out, like she said, heavy lifting 7 days a week, but she looks amazing. Good for her.
She really does. The other thing you have to keep in mind is that, people always say a video camera adds 10 pounds, but people are moving on TV. You see every angle of them, and they're going to look different than they look in a still photo that they're taking at the best possible angle on their Instagram. Maybe there's a filter, maybe not. So a photo is a lot different than a video.
It 100% is. And she's posted several pictures of herself in almost kind of like that same dress or that same cut. And she does look different. Like you said, people are taking these photos at their best angles. Nothing like a little Facetune, maybe filter as well. So you never know. You never know. But kudos to her for working hard. She looks good.
Definitely.
All right. Well, Teresa Giudice clapped back at rumors that her marriage to Louis is on the rocks ahead of their first wedding anniversary. I can't believe they got married almost a year ago. She said on her Namaste Bitches podcast, "There's no such thing. I love and adore him so much. No, there's nothing shaky." She then said, "Maybe we shake together when we dance, but that's about it. That's the only time we're doing any shaking, Oh man. So her co-host Melissa Feister asked her to weigh in on some of the rumors that have been floating around online. She said, "I don't play like that. I play what's really going on in my life. And I don't want to say that my marriage is in trouble because I'm not going to put that out there. I don't need a storyline like that. I have a lot going on in my life." Like we said, they got married last August, but who knows? That'll probably be a storyline next season.
Exactly. Like if you say anything about it, it's a story. We're talking about it. So you just made it a story.
Sorry, Teresa.
Yeah. All right, moving on to Beverly Hills. Kyle Richards and Kathy Helton have returned to the scene of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills crime during a family trip to Aspen. The brood had gathered in the Colorado resort town to celebrate Kim's daughter, Whitney Davis's nuptials to fiance Luke White. Hours after their family karaoke session, the ladies hit the town and went to Boutique Kimosabi, where Kyle and Kathy posed behind the bar in cowboy hats. In footage shared via Farrah's Instagram story, the siblings were all smiles as they held up bottles of Kendall's tequila and Kathy's tequila.
I love it.
I love that. Kyle and Kathy have been at odds since filming last year, season 12 of The Housewives. During the cast trip to Kyle's Aspen house, the drama kicked off at Kimosabi when Kathy was angry at co-star Lisa Rinna for ordering Kendall Jenner's tequila instead of her own brand. Kathy got increasingly agitated after the group went to a different club later that night, and Rinna alleged that Kathy had an absolute meltdown off camera and vented about her ups and downs with Kyle.
I love this.
I love it too. Water under the bridge.
Water under the bridge.
Tequila under the bridge.
Tequila under the bridge. And Kathy does apologize in the video. Kyle's like, get this on camera. They're all singing karaoke together. It seems like a really good family weekend. Obviously, Kim was there too because it was her daughter's wedding, but the whole family was there, and it seems like you said, tequila under the bridge.
Yeah, I love that they got it on camera too.
Of course.
So waiting for that
on camera, it didn't happen. Okay, all right. Well, Jen Shaw has been proactive while serving out her prison sentence by completing an anger management class. In a statement to Us Weekly shared by her rep, she said, through journaling, homework, audio lessons, and the 2-hour weekly group sessions class, I learned more about what anger is, where it comes from, and healthy ways to respond and react that are safe and beneficial. She noted that she's feeling healthy as she continues to work on herself. She said, I learned you can have the same activating event, but get a different outcome using the tools we learned and implemented each week. She said the former star had challenging, unhealthful beliefs, and that became her focus during her coursework. She said, in reflection, I could have used this on Salt Lake City. Even though class has ended, I will be carrying it here. Ultimately, I can't control what others will do, but I can control how I choose to respond and react with the tools I learned in class. #ZenJen.
Zen Jen, that's so good.
So good. I'm glad Jen is using her time wisely. I mean, she's got a ways to go, but lots of anger management classes in her future, it seems like.
A lot. I wonder if she'll be selling Zen Jen t-shirts.
Oh, that is happening right now. As
100%. I might buy one.
You got to pay off those debts. All right. Before we get into this week's recaps, we recently caught up with Larsa Pippin and her boyfriend, Marcus Jordan, who will be appearing on the upcoming season of Miami. So we got an update on how that's been going, how he's been adjusting, and what we can expect from the upcoming season. Take a look. How does your family feel, Marcus, about you being on the Real Housewives of Miami?
They're warming up to it. I let them know that I definitely, I filmed a little bit with Larsa this season. Like I said, we're super private as a family, but they know I'm an adult. They trust that I can navigate that universe, but it's definitely been a learning curve for sure.
Yeah. What's been the most shocking thing that you weren't expecting from this?
I think, for me, it's just that, fireworks can happen at any moment. You never know when things exactly. You never know when things are going to turn up, and it can be one look or a word in a sentence that can send things up. And so I think that's been the thing that I've learned the most.
Sure. Larsa, what advice or warnings did you give him before cameras started rolling?
I basically said, don't forget when the mic is on you.
Yeah. We don't want any hot mic scenarios.
The mic.
For sure.
So what has it been like filming with Marcus this season?
It's been so fun. It's been so much fun. I feel like I get to work with my best friend. Even doing this podcast, it's kind of like, how did I get so lucky? Like, I'm doing all the things that I would have normally done alone, and now I have like a boyfriend, a best friend, all built in one. And it's just, it makes it so much more fun.
Were you nervous about putting cameras on this relationship at all? Was this something that you guys had a lot of discussions about? Because, in the Housewives history, it does sometimes put a strain on relationships. So was that ever a concern for you both?
I feel like no. I think in my previous relationship, yes, because I wasn't really comfortable in like my relationship. I think when you're comfortable in your relationship, the cameras don't really make a difference. But I think if you're not really comfortable in the relationship, then for sure, it just adds more stress, more anxiety about the whole thing.
Yeah, I think I was a little concerned that just because I knew nothing about the Housewives until I started dating Larsa, and I just didn't want people to pick at us or throw stones based off of, not true information. So I think everybody's been super gracious with us, and there hasn't really been any true hiccups. So that's been surprising.
Have you gone back and binged all the seasons, Marcus?
No, it's funny because I think there were some things that happened before I arrived that I don't fully know. But no, I watched the last season just because, we were dating when it was airing. So one of these weekends, I'm going to go binge a couple of last season. See what was going on before I got there.
Right. Were all the women very welcoming?
Yeah, they've been super, super welcoming. I was definitely anticipating, a couple of curveballs here or there, but honestly, they've been super welcoming, and I feel like they like me as well.
Yeah, they love you.
Yeah. How's the season going for you so far, Larsa? Is everybody in a good place? I saw a couple pictures floating around of all the women together. So it seems like maybe everything's good for right now.
Yeah, we're all getting along at this moment. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but like, yeah, we're all in a good place. I feel like everyone's happy and
That's good.
yeah.
Excited to see this. I mean, so many people have had so many questions about their relationship and, with their new podcast and him being on the show. Guess we're going to get some answers.
I'm excited to see it too. It's such a bizarre couple to me. I mean, to go from Scottie Pippen to Michael Jordan's son is just
so weird.
It's different generations,
Different generations.
I used to love 90s basketball. So like, love Scottie, and I just can't get over this, but I'm excited to watch it on the show and see how he does on it.
Yeah, I am too. And he said his family, like you said, you heard, his family's getting used to it. So
yeah,
very strange.
Do you think Michael Jordan will make an appearance?
Imagine absolutely not. There's no way.
A dream.
No way. But yeah, and Miami comes back to Bravo, so that's really exciting. So it's gonna be a good season. Lots to look forward to. All right, well, let's recap the seasons that are on right now, and of course, kicking it off with OC, and we're getting a little bit more backstory on Jen and Ryan. Seems like this guy has just not been faithful to anybody. Red flags everywhere.
Red flag central to me. Like, what? Right. Why is she with him? No. Like, maybe she's just having fun, which is, but it seems like she's into him.
It seems like she's way more into him than maybe he's into her. And like, all I could think about was like, oh, he sees like TV cameras and I'm gonna get famous and things like that. So I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and maybe he could change his ways. But you know what they say: once a cheater, always a cheater.
Totally. I guess the one good thing about him being on the show now is that like if he does cheat, it'll probably get out there.
Yes, that's true.
Because more people will see and know him. Unless it happened, of course, during the season when no one knew him yet. But anyway, I worry about this relationship.
I worry about this relationship too. Are you worrying about the relationship between Taylor and Heather?
Oh man, this is, kind of funny. I did laugh a few times during this whole situation, and Heather's IMDb page and, which I got to go to now. I'm like,
I do too. I meant to do that before we started filming, but I just think it's
I mean, I felt
confusing though. Like you gave her the part, you took it away. Now she has to audition for it. Like,
and they weren't impressed with her IMDb page, which like, I felt like it was a bit much for her to be like, you're anti-female saying that, but okay, Heather. But Heather, she wins any fight. Like she's gonna win.
I was thinking that. I was like, this girl knows how to argue. Like I would have been like a blubbering idiot. But she really does. She knows how to throw it down. And she did make some good points in that argument. But I love like Gina saying that Heather is acting like Judi Dench. But it definitely struck a chord because she was saying once her kids moved out that she's kind of put her life on hold for the past 20 years. And, now she's dealing with like that empty nest syndrome, but also wanting to like restart her career. So, definitely hit a nerve.
Definitely did. I'm interested to see what this movie is.
I know, right?
When it's coming out.
But I'm enjoying the Montana girls trip so far. All the girls getting on the bull except for Shannon because she has a bony vagina. I can't.
I just thought it was a little early for a girls trip. Like it's
right. I'm like, we're only like 4 weeks in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty early for like a trip because I felt like there wasn't a lot of drama. But like I said earlier, it was kind of nice to see them not having a huge amount of drama other than the Heather and Taylor stuff.
Yeah. So. Which, like you said, yes, I kind of like how we're getting back to like just real like petty housewives drama rather than like people going to jail or,
Right. Like I like to see what they're wearing to the ranch, like, that's part of the reason I like to watch these shows too.
Yeah. It's like kind of getting back to basics, which I like.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on over to Atlanta. Drew's sister came to visit for the first time in a while since Drew's sister Allison has a really bad relationship with Drew's husband Ralph. It seems like they put their differences aside, which is nice because she's filming this music video. She's getting into this next chapter of her career, and her sister kind of had like said like had like a mental break, and it's nice to see the family kind of getting back together, which is good.
It's always good. I hate when family fights on the show.
I know, but Kenya did throw some daggers calling Drew's music video low budget. And
they always call, like, I feel like that's like a common thing on Atlanta. They're always calling each other like low budget,
right,
or like generic or whatever, like always.
Hysterical. It's hysterical. And then Marlo apologized to Drew, but then took it back because didn't like the way that Drew was reacting. She called her, said that she was built like a square and she was deranged wannabe actress. Like these women come up with the
they say it like it is.
They do say it like it is. And like Kandi and Sheree kind of went out it as well, and Kandi calling saying to Sheree that she has she by Shein to her face was
oh my god,
epic. So epic. And then the episodes end with Marlo having a first date. The guy which it seemed to have gone really well because they bonded over their jail stints. So nice, a very nice a bonding experience. So we'll see if this guy lasts, but preview for next week, Kim Zolciak makes her big return. So excited to see how that's going to go down. And if this is the start of something a little bit more permanent, we'll see.
You know what I was just thinking? I wonder if we could do a ultimate girls trip with just ex-convicts eventually, like of the housewives.
We
like
need to call Andy immediately.
I'm calling him. I'm texting.
I mean, once Jen Shaw gets out of jail, she's going to need a job. I mean, that would be
you housewives with mugshots. Maybe not that have done jail time, but like
have been arrested. You have Luann. You have who's that?
Tinsley,
Jen Shaw, Erica. Well, Erica Jane was never arrested, but Teresa.
Yeah.
I feel like Marlo. I feel like I'm maybe missing, but that's 5 people.
That's a lot.
All right, well, let's move over to our social spotlight of the week. Mine went to Bethany Frankel because she poked fun at, and just like that, taking a jab at her. So take a look.
Almost rented a house in the Hamptons 6 times, but I always found a reason not to. Was that reason always Bethany Frankel? Haha.
Yeah, so she has to, as you see, says, when you're off TV for years, and just like that, Catty Housewives are still talking about you. I was kind of surprised that, and just like that, brought in a Bethany Frankel reference.
I am too. I would be flattered if I was Bethany, which I think she probably was. That's a big deal.
That is a huge deal. Yeah. All right, how about you?
Mine goes to Cynthia Bailey. She posted this photo with Sutton and Mick Jagger. Totally bizarre. Portia commented, "Oh my God, is that Mac Jagger?" 3 fire emojis. And Cynthia corrected her and said it's Mick. Just love it.
I love it so much, but very, very random group of people.
I would like to be a fly on that wall.
Would love to. All right. Well, that is it for this week's episode of Getting Real with the Housewives. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on OC. Whose side are you on? Are you on Taylor? Are you on Heather? Are you excited for Miami to come back? Please let us know in the comments, and we will catch you guys next week. Bye. For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.